Hello Forest Fawns, and welcome back to Fawn of the Forest, the tarot channel for sweet, sensitive woodland creatures. Today I will be looking at a connection that you will have in mind for yourself. Let me just move these things out of the way. That you will have in mind for yourself, that you're thinking of. I'm going to adjust the camera just a little bit here. Where will this connection go? What do you need to know about it? Is it positive? Is it something else? Let's just see what Spirit has to say. So bring up the connection that you have in mind. And I am going to shuffle the cards. And let's just start diving in, shall we? What does Spirit want us to know about the connection you have in mind? We will not be doing reversals for this reading today. Temperance, okay? So that's you. It's the connection. Interesting. And the energy between you. There's a lot of... Okay, yeah, there's... Well, the sword energy is really strong here. It's coming off really strong here. And that, I know, is air. It represents the element of air. It also represents ideas and thoughts, communication via writing, via talking. And for you, I see you in the temperance position here, which is a cute little, is it a seal? And, this is my Affirmators tarot deck, if you guys are curious about it. I see temperance as you being patient, and I'm actually hearing waiting, and I'm hearing the song by the Kinks, Tired of Waiting for You. I'm so tired of waiting for you. Which is a tough position to be in. And I think that's why I was called to do this reading for you guys watching right now. So you are waiting on somebody, but you're starting to realize with this Five of Swords that the person that you're waiting on is not coming, essentially. The well is dry, they ain't coming. And I'm getting the sense you guys grew into this position of realization that this other person is not coming. And then they're showing up as the Eight of Swords, which is sort of like being caught up in your own mindset, to being a victim of your own kind of mental. And the swords represent a lot of mental work, logic, intellect, things like that. They're overthinking and they're backing themselves into a corner. You might say unnecessarily, because it seems like you want to, yeah, you're like, this is you reaching out, you're reaching out and saying, hi, I want to connect with you. And it's just not happening. And you're trying, and you have tried, some of you have tried to be the benevolent, patient, forgiving person for a long time. And you've grown all these flowers around you and this energy. You've grown a lot in terms of your emotional development because of relationships like these, where the person could not meet you. They're going off on their own trip and they cannot understand where you're coming from. And they're cutting off all the heads of the flowers and causing self-destruction. Like, this is not a guy who is like in a good mind space, in a good mindset. He's freaked out. He's like, I gotta get out of here. And the thing is, well, yeah, I feel like this card has a lot to say today to me. I feel like it's like an alarm system in your house that's going off because it's faulty. It's not because somebody is actually intruding the house. It's a faulty alarm system. They're caught up in a nervous system spiral, basically. And the way you're looking at it through this Five of Sword lens is a little like, okay, come on, man, like, stop goofing off, like, grow up a little bit. And you may have earned some of that. You have not had an easy time with this person. And I think you're getting a little sick of the shenanigans. You're getting a little sick of the shenanigans. You're getting sick of how this keeps happening. The repetition here, like, okay, we're stuck in this. We're still stuck in this. You're like, be free, be with the water, be flowy. And they're just on another trip. And you're starting to get a little bit, you are patient. You're showing up as patience. However, I do feel like you're starting to see that this is not something you can save them from. It's a cycle that they're stuck in. And it's not a reflection on you, whether you thought that or not in the past. It's not a reflection on you. Let's get a few more cards. Well, let's see. What do we want? I mean, this is pretty interesting so far. This clarification for, let's see what, I'm trying to get into their energy. Clarification, whoops, for their energy. Yeah. Interesting. With this Queen of Cups here, I think that that can represent them. Here, at least, I see that's a lot of emotionality. It's not negative emotion. It's not like, oh my God, you're out of control emotion. It's more like, I think some of these people that you have in mind that you're watching this video on, and this is all for entertainment purposes, obviously, but these people that you have in mind think that they have it more together than they actually do. Okay, yeah, I see that very much so. They have a different perspective with the Hangman. They think everything is like peachy. You have the Four of Wands, which is like home and stability. Not instability, but home and stability. And I really do feel like they're like, oh, this is this connection, or, you know, how I'm connecting to this person, you watching now, is fine. I feel good about it. And this is, in fact, this is more stable than I've ever been able to be. But I also see it as like them seeing you as being so stable. Okay, it's like your Temperance and they're the Queen of Cups, you know, or at least that's how they fancy themselves to be. There's a little bit of imitation, which is the sincerest form of flattery, but there's a little bit of imitation where they're like, oh, if I have a connection with you guys watching, that reflects water, like water reflects on me as being more emotionally mature and developed than I have previously been getting credit for. Maybe rightfully so. They shouldn't have been getting credit necessarily, but they, you know, and it's not all like, oh, I'm trying to siphon off your energy necessarily, but they see you as like proof that they've grown. And I'm not sure that you feel that way, but they see you as like a reflection of their growth, and having a relationship with you as a reflection of their growth. And that might be a little bit too shallow for you. Speaking of water metaphors, it might be a little bit, there's just a lot of flowers. Interesting. I don't know if they're in just all of these cards. Like flowers and animals. I like this frog. You know, I just got the idea of looking at this frog. I thought dart frog, like poison. Not to say that this is a dart frog. It doesn't look like a dart frog. I think a dart frog is like one color, and this guy looks different. Let me know if you know in the comments what a dart frog. But the idea of a dart frog having poison is coming up here. They're trying to release some kind of poison that they feel that they carry around. And see how it's here it's on his, like he has two different colors on his skin. He has black and green, and it's almost like the black is dripping off. I do feel like there's a cleansing element that they see, that they get out of connecting with you. And I see them like kind of valuing that. But it's so in contrast to kind of your experience. So let's get inside your experience a little bit more here. Okay, conflict, 5 of Wands. Knight of Wands, creativity, interesting. Ooh, Queen of Pentacles. Okay, yeah. So for some of you watching, this is a lot of I think that you feel like you can be the stabilizing force in this relationship, and that makes you feel good. That you guys have conflict, and you view yourself as creative. You use your magic. I want to say your skills, your magic, your gifts to kind of win them over. I see that happening with the Knight of Wands. Sometimes that comes up as like rushing. I mean, like all the knights are on a mission of some kind, but the Knight of Wands is like a creative passion. And some of you might be smoothing things over with this person through physical intimacies and things like that. It can have that undercurrent of the Knight of Wands can have that. And you're like, I can handle this. I can absorb all of this volatility and all of this craziness that they bring. And that makes you feel good. You're like, I can absorb their craziness. I am feeling better at doing this. And you are determined. I get that sense. You are determined to do something well in this dynamic. Let's pull some more cards. Yeah. The Hermit, interesting. Oh, Three of Swords, okay. Heartbreak. Page of Pentacles. All right. I kind of felt this in pulling these last three cards here, which is so interesting. But the Hermit it's not over yet, though. You know, at some point you're going to be forced to self-reflect. And for some of you, you might have a tendency to take on this pattern with people where you kind of fix them, and you're very capable. So you're fixing them and you feel good about yourself. It gives you some kind of high to feel like you can resolve a conflict. You can absorb their chaos. You can fix them. But it's those things never last, obviously. So you're going to be required to. The Hermit is kind of like a comfort zone. It's also introspection. And I think that for some of you watching, you're going to realize that this dynamic doesn't really make you happy is the thing. It doesn't make you happy. And yet you have a choice. With this Page of Pentacles, it's a message of like, okay, what do I want to create? What do I want to create? And you can continue to create the same. You can make something different. But I think I see a lot for a lot of you looking at what dynamic do I really want to be embodying in my relationships with people? And saying, all right, well, I might not have control over X and Y factors, but I do have control over Z factors. Usually those are the factors that are about the choices that you can make. So I do think that you'll ride off maybe the good feelings that you have for being so competent in this space with this person, that this dynamic allows you to take on. But I do think at some point you're going to have to self-reflect, and I think you're going to have to, some of you are going to have some hard conversations with yourselves and really ask, is this making me happy? Is this my best self? Is this enabling my best self to move forward? And ultimately the message is you can decide if this is going to still work for you or not, or if this is like, I'm done, or I want to do something different and I want to start something different with somebody different, or whatever it is. Being able to have honest conversations with yourself. And this is what, being involved with people who kind of create a little bit of chaos or whatever, or dysregulation, it can, in a weird way, create like a high for us. The high in the conflict and the volatility, but also in being like, I was able to weather that storm. I was able to fix it. I was able to absorb it and not fall apart. And you could do that, but I think you want to look at what it's costing you. So I hope that was helpful for you. And if you liked that, please be sure to like and subscribe. You have been watching Fawn of the Forest, the tarot channel for sweet, sensitive woodland creatures. And I will see you in the next reading.